I knew this was a question that I was going to get a lot, um, but it's kind of surprising, honestly, even for me, how often I've been getting it lately. But the question is, how in the world did Lexington, North Carolina get $1.5 million skate park built? And I try to be as humble as I can with this answer, but the real, true fact of the matter is that it was me. It, I, I didn't do it alone, but once the skate scene fell apart here about 10, 11, 12 years ago, whenever it was, after Wicked closed, but really kind of even before that, things started to fall apart. But after the old skate shop closed, and it wasn't much of a skate shop, but it was exactly what we needed for what was available in this scene. No real skate shop could have made it at that point in time, and they did the best they had with the scene that they had. Honestly, if it wasn't for Wicked, I don't know if I would have ever built a skate shop here. Maybe eventually, but if I hadn't, we definitely wouldn't have the park that we had, because part of the reason that we've got the park that we've got is because when Newell Clark, the mayor here, came up to me while I was out skating, he was like, hey, we're thinking about making a skate park, blah, blah, blah. I talked to him, we stood there and talked for a while, and I explained to him, like, if you're just building us a cage, if you're just gonna, give us a basketball court and you're gonna put a fence around it with some prefab ramps, don't even bother, because we're not gonna use it, and it's not gonna bring anybody from outside of town. But if you want to really do something, if you really want to bring people to town, you build a real skate park, and I promise you, they will come from all over the place. And the bigger and better you build it, the further they will come from. And now, they're seeing that that's true. But how did we get to that point to begin with? Like I said, it was just me being too dumb to stop skateboarding. Everything fell apart, and I didn't know what else to do. There was nothing else to do around here, so I just kept picking my friends up to skate every weekend. And we'd go skate at, north side and get kicked out there, and then go to the south side and skate there, and then skate uptown for a little while, get kicked out there, go back to north side and hit some spots, and then hit the Depot District. And by the time you've been bouncing around all day and shift has changed a couple times, and you've, may or may not have lied about your name, or not given a name at all, or maybe even ran from the cops at some points in time. Not that we ever had a reason to, it just seemed like the thing to do. Don't run from the cops. It's really not going to be worth it. It's not in your best interest. But it is a thing that we did when I was a kid. We would just see a cop and bolt, because we came up here in the Heggie era when cops looked a lot more like a paramilitary force than police officers, and you never knew what they were going to do. You heard all kinds of horror stories about what they were capable of and things like that. So we tried to avoid the cops as best we could. But I also grew up next to, and I don't want to give too many names in this, because these are people that work around here and stuff, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm calling in favors or anything like that, because it's not like that. It's just relationships. But somebody that's quite high up in the police force was my neighbor growing up, and they basically told the other cops that, look, these guys aren't out there doing anything wrong. They're trying to do something positive. I understand that it's not 100% legal. They're kind of in a gray area here. They are technically trespassing or potentially vandalizing if you wanted to twist it that way. But what's really going on here is that these guys are out here trying to have a positive impact on the community, trying to give people something to do, and trying to show them that skateboarding is a way that you can do that. And we did it, and we got $1.5 million skate park built with literally 10 skateboarders in Lexington. But and not even the same 10 skateboarders, honestly. I was grasping at all points in time to have 10 people that I could go grab at any point in time to go skate with. And sometimes there were fewer than that, sometimes there were more than that, and obviously the scene's growing a lot now that the park's here, but it was a long time, and I got started on this project way back in 2014. If you ask the city, they'll say that they've been working on this since 2016. Well, they told me they were working on it since 2014, so once I talked to Newell, and he was like, yeah, we're for sure getting a skate park, I was like, cool. I'm going to make sure you guys get the best skate shop imaginable to match that park, and the better you do, the better we'll do. So you can help a local business by building something that's worthwhile, and actually honestly help a lot of local businesses, because one of the things that I do, one of the reasons that I'm downtown to begin with, is that I could have had any of the stupid strip mall spots right by the park. That's not what I want. I don't want to be a strip mall shop. I want people to come out and experience downtown and fall in love with downtown just the way I did. I want them to go up to Shoto's, and I want them to talk to Jimmy, and I want them to go to Conrad and Hinkle and talk to Lee when they're buying an apple or a drink or whatever. I want them to go into all my favorite restaurants and stores and shops and check everybody out and see what they've got to offer and what's going on in Lexington. I didn't want to just... I've literally got people asking me, how come you didn't just buy the old pool house and build there? Well, number one, you just said buy the old pool house, so I'm gonna buy the old pool house from the city. Even if I had the money, that's a terrible, stupid idea, because if you've ever looked at it, the whole thing is showers and bathrooms. There's a little tiny room there. I've already outgrown that. It's a terrible idea. Stop suggesting it to me. I don't need to be any closer than I am. What I need is for real skateboarders to come downtown and check us out, rather than being lazy and just going to the scooter emporium that's a little bit closer. They don't belong here. They didn't get this built. I did. And again, I try to stay humble about it. I don't want to, this is bigger than me. I don't care about me as far as I'm concerned. Levi is just so stoked. I am the community. I'm here to keep the community going. My overhead is so low that with less than $1,000, me and my girlfriend can survive for the month. And that's pretty easy to obtain. That's not something that's difficult to do. So, I've got everything set up here to do great things for the community, and I intend to do more with YouTube so that I can continue to make connections there, as well as make some money there, and hopefully use that to grow the shop. We're not done yet, and I've got such little overhead. I can really, truly, with the help of the community, grow and do some amazing things with this skate park that we managed to get built, and I would love to do it. But it does take money to do things. I've got to get permits, I got to get, vendors out here, or food trucks, or pros, or whatever the event may, entail. But doing cool stuff isn't free. I can't give free stuff away all the time and get anywhere in business. But I'd love to, and I'm going to do my best to, because I love skateboarding. That's what I'm here for. I've given my entire life to it, and that's what I want to continue to do. So, give me a shout out or something. I don't know. Tell your friends. Come shop at So Stoked.